Hey there, it's Maria here. Welcome to this Q&A on the INFx deep dive program. What's it all about? So I have some questions that's been sent in from our listeners and our people who tune into our work, and I'm just going to get on with it if that's okay. So I'll just grab those questions. So apologies, I've recently, there we go, received huge amount of emails, so apologies for that. So first question, is there a money back guarantee? That is a question that comes about usually, and the answer to that is yes, there is a money back guarantee on your first payment, which means that because it's a 12-month program, you basically have the security of doing the first month with a 30-day money back guarantee. So you have the ability to try the program out for 1 month, and then when that month is up and you've got a really good idea of the quality of the work and the results that you're probably going to get, you can then make a definite decision on whether or not you want to continue within the program. But yes, there is a 30-day money back guarantee on your first payment. And just to be clear, this is a payment of 12 months, 12 consecutive months. So if you happen to pay once off, if you happen to pay for the whole year once off and you're not happy within the 30 days of making the payment, then you will get all of your money back, obviously, because it's a full money back guarantee. So we do not, because the money back guarantee is only valid for the first month, so it's only for 30 days, simply because the time that most people want their money back is when going gets tough, which means that they are not willing to actually look at the work, or they're not willing to look at what is holding them back. And when the going gets tough, and it's going to get tough in the first module, so you're pretty much going to know how challenging it's going to be. It's not going to be more challenging necessarily down the line. It can be if you have specific issues in specific areas of your life that we'll be covering later on in the program. But when you get triggered, often, whatever, we tend to ask, is this program right for me? And if we are allowed to kind of step back from it, and if we don't persevere with the discomfort, then we often actually lose out in moving on to the next level and to the next level, because you only really learn through challenge. That's really the only way to really move on past the glass ceiling that's holding you back at that moment. So that's why the money back guarantee is only for the first month, because we only want to work with people who are committed to their transformation even when it gets tough, because it will get tough. So yes, there is a money back guarantee, but it's only valid for the first 30 days. Okay, the next question. Your promotions say deep dive is an invite only program. How do I get invited to participate? Great question. You need to have finished the INFx Unveiled course to have been invited to the deep dive. So the INFx Unveiled course is like the entry-level course where we look at a lot of self-parenting, a lot of the chameleon effect that goes on in a lot of the INFs' lives. So we want to make sure that those things are learned about, and that those things are covered and studied and acknowledged within yourself before you move on to the deep dive program, because as the name suggests, it's a deep dive program. So without the self-parenting skills that you learn at the INFx Unveiled, the deep dive program is going to be too challenging for you, and it's unlikely that you'll have success. And because all our work is powered by your success, it's powered by your transformation, we only feel that we've done our job properly if you have had a transformative experience. If you don't have that transformative experience, we haven't done our job well, so therefore we are not actually going to have work satisfaction, so to speak. So it's very important, not obviously not just for your, we want the results for you, we want you to get the transformations from your end. So for you, we want that, but we also want job satisfaction for ourselves. So that's how you get invited. You need to have done the INFx Unveiled. And if you are in doubt as to how to find out more about the INFx Unveiled, you can go on to infxproject.com, infxproject.com, and go into the Unveiled section, and you can pick the program up from there. You can also go to, if you're already a personality hacker client, you can also go to personalityhacker.com and find out the INFx there. So I believe it's personalityhacker.com/INFx. So that's the address for Personality Hacker existing clients already. Okay, next question. What's the difference between INFx Unveiled and the deep dive? Okay, perfect. I haven't actually read through these questions. These are just questions that have been sent in because I want this to be a completely authentic experience, and I want you to get proper answers, as in on-spot answers. So what's the difference between the Unveiled and the deep dive? The Unveiled, as I just said, is an entry-level program. It's for INF types, so INFJs or INFPs, who are embarking on the journey of really becoming self-sustainable and self-supportive. A lot of the INF types, a lot of us INF types, unfortunately are dependent on the people around us to give us a sense of security. And if that's the case for you, then if you haven't already done the INFx Unveiled program, I really recommend that you go and you do that. Invest in yourself enough so that your level of anxiety in life lessens considerably, so that you can actually live that happy and meaningful life. But the main difference between the Unveiled and the deep dive is that the Unveiled and the self-parenting and the chameleon work and all that needs to have been done before you can deep. You know, you can go deep, you can dive deep. So the deep dive program is more topical, whereas the Unveiled is more general. So the Unveiled is about the foundation of your INF-ness, whereas the deep dive then puts layers on top of that, things on, you know, money, relationships, your health, your vocation, all those kinds of things that will then now topically be put on top of that foundation, so that you can build a lot more comprehensive experience and not just theorize about things. So the INFx Unveiled, while it's not just intellectual entertainment, it has very specific exercises that will bring you deep into your feeling side of things. So it will transform your life if you do the exercises, not just intellectually, but actually fully commit to them. The deep dive will give you a lot more situational learnings. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. Question number 4. Do you have any similar programs for other personality types besides INFJs and INFPs? At the moment, the answer is no. This is 2016. At this current moment, the answer is no, but I am looking, I'm not promising anything, but I'm looking to do a type neutral self-parenting course to all different types. So because the INFx Unveiled is very much about self-parenting and discovering yourself, I'd love to have a type neutral program for other types available as well in that. Now, the other thing is that, because this is about the deep dive, what's it all about? Do I have a similar program for other personality types for, you know, for the deep dive? The answer again right now is no. But what is happening is that I mentor a lot of different types, as it is on a one-to-one basis. So it's not that I'm exclusively working with INF types. That's not the case at all. This is just one project that I'm doing amongst other projects. But at the moment, there are no similar programs available or on offer for other types other than INF types. But if I get enough requests, that may change. So feel free to send us requests and, you know, commitments to purchase at coachingwithmary@gmail.com. Okay, and the next question is, how often will you start new groups? In other words, if I find this course after the group has already started, do I need to wait a whole year to participate? No. You can actually come into this program at any time of the year. The modules will run in sequence. The lessons will run in sequence, which means that you can have 3 people on lesson 5 and you can come in at lesson 1, and what will actually happen is that you'll do your work, you'll come to the group mentoring, the live group mentoring every week. You come at level 1 and you get mentoring at that level 1. And the benefit of having people at different levels is that because everybody learns from everybody else, you then get to learn and review the previous lessons and the previous modules when other people are going through them. And also the people who are kind of trailing behind with the lessons, they can have a look at what's to come. So there's a massive expandence in people's minds and in people's approaches to their own work when they see, you know, results, and they see where they used to be, and they can have a point of reference to their own benefit, to their own transformation, and for creating that sense of hopefulness for the people who are just started. So you can start at any time. We do have limited amount of availabilities, of course, in the programs, because I want to make sure that everybody gets enough one-to-one time in the group mentoring sessions. So next question. If I'm in a group, will it be the same people all the time, or will it change as some graduate and some start? Yeah, so it will change. But of course, the whole benefit of the program is that you get to build a beautiful network of like-minded people. And even when people graduate and move on to other things, there's still a possibility of staying in contact with them through the closed group that we've already created for this program. So we're looking to create a community of people who are forward-thinking, who are wanting to do their own work, and who want to see the planet perhaps go to a different direction than where it's been going in the more recent years. So it won't be just the same people, but there are a lot of benefits to having new people in the group as well. Next question. If I'm in a group, oh, sorry, that was the last question. We're real people here. Clearly, I haven't tried to come up with the most PC answers to all of these questions. Okay, next one. Are all the participants working on the same material at the same time? I believe I've already answered that. So the answer is no. You'll probably have the people who start on the same week as you will be working on the same material as you are. Can I just do one term? No, you can't. You get to try the first term, and if you're dissatisfied with it, then that's fine. But no, there's no one-term things, and you will do the terms in sequence, which means that the first term is all about your health, your type health, your physical health, your emotional health, your psychological health. The second term is all about your vocation and your money. So then you get to go through those things. And then the last term is all about relationships. So yeah, that is the order of the terms. And no, you do not get don't get to just choose to do one. That's not how it works. This is a proper commitment. This isn't some half-assed commitment that you just go ahead and do so that you can have a nice little brief affair with your personal development. This is a proper program. Okay, what happens if I miss a session? Are they recorded? So basically how it works is that you actually get the recording of your lesson. So there's two things. There's lessons and there's live group mentoring sessions, okay? So you get your lesson a week in advance of your session, your group mentoring session. And if you miss that session, then that's on you. So you need to prioritize this work. Now, because there are 2 different groups running at the moment, there might be more groups in the future, we'll see. You have a choice of the groups that are available, as in on 1 or 2 occasions, if you really can't make your own group, you can join the other group. We don't generally recommend that you jump from one group to the other, because you are creating your own little space where you can feel really safe and where you get to know people. So if you miss the sessions, you've missed out. They are not recorded for privacy reasons, the mentoring sessions. But you will get the recording of the lesson in any case. And then, you know, you'll just have to suck it up and get on with the next lesson. It's up to you to turn up. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. And anybody who knows what I'm like, I wouldn't do you a service in trying to facilitate you too much. Especially in order for INF types to commit to their work and actually do their work, there needs to be a bit of pain involved. I know it for myself. I would much rather have the discomfort of growth in a way that I've chosen than have the universe put it upon me in ways that I didn't expect. Does that make sense? So make the commitment to yourself. If you're not fully committed, this is the wrong program for you. Okay, what's the time commitment per week? That depends on how much work you want to put into it. This program is not designed to take over your life at all. This program is actually designed to work within your life, within the parameters so something happens over here, you take the learnings that we've just gone through and you see how that would affect that particular thing that's already going on. So you work this program alongside life. This is an addition to your life. This is not, let me just grab you and bring you over here and now let's sort you out. This is not how it works. The time commitment for listening to the recordings, the first recording I think is about 40 minutes. So that's the introduction, or that's the orientation recording. But after that, the recordings are going to be between 15 and 30 minutes long. So that in and of itself is not going to be a massive time consumption, but that might actually be the only kind of chunk of a time commitment that you'll have to put in, because everything else that's in that lesson that you just listened to goes where your life takes you. So it goes with you. So you put it in practice when you are in those situations in your life. So this is less about doing specific exercises to have the teacher be happy with you. I'm not your teacher, I'm your facilitator. This is about you taking the learnings and actually put them into action in situations that are already happening in your life. Does that make sense? So this is all about actually transforming your life. Just remember, we are powered by your transformation. If you don't transform, we haven't done a good job. But you play a part in it. You need to take the material and you need to do it. You need to run with it. So that's your commitment. Okay. And what sort of homework is involved? Well, that's a great question. There isn't, like, as I just said, it's not going to be, here's your homework and I'm the teacher and you need to please me. There's none of that stuff. It's basically, there are things that I'm going to outline in every session, in every lesson, that I will want you to have a go at in the week in between the sessions, the live mentoring sessions. Okay, so there are things that I'm going to tell you to do. If you can give it a good whack and really do your best to try to implement those learnings in your everyday life between the live sessions, then you've done the homework perfectly. So you don't have to worry about how do I, is there going to be much paperwork? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? We're going to have a couple of forms throughout the whole year. That's actual paperwork, and that's it. So all you have to do in terms of the homework is that, you just observe yourself, answer those questions that I've put through in for you in the recorded audios, and then send them over to me not later than 24 hours. Yesterday in the recording I said 20 hours. It's just ridiculous. 24 hours before your live mentoring session. Okay, so you need to grab your material, your homework, and you need to pop it into me 24 hours before the next live mentoring session. And the next question is, what happens if I don't send my homework in? Well, that's your loss. Because if you're not committed to this, if you're not doing your part, I won't be mentoring you as much, because there's not going to be much to mentor on. So I hope that makes sense. This is a two-way street. This is not me sitting here on some kind of a pedestal and, you know, putting information onto you so that now you can be holier than that. It's not how we work. I'm a real person. You're a real person. Let's make it. Let's do it together. Let's be a team, and let's get you where you want to go. So it's up to you to send the homework. Obviously, if you've been hospitalized or, you know, you've had, that's a different story. But if it's just, oh, I just listened to the recording last night and I haven't had a chance to do the homework, that to me shows how committed you are to your transformation. And if it happens regularly, then it's actually about what's stopping you from doing the homework than it is actually about the homework, which usually means that you're not really prioritizing yourself. Anyhow, that's going into the coaching side of things or the mentoring side of things. So that's not the purpose of this video. So I won't go on about it. But yeah, we can do this together. Okay, how do I access the group mentoring call? Do you have to call an international number? You do not have to call an international number, and in fact, I think I would have to look into getting you one. The group mentoring calls are facilitated by Zoom.us or similar webinar or meeting call facilitating software. So you can do this on your computer, you can do this on your iPad, you can do this on your phone, you can get the software, you can download it. It's all good to go, and you get the access to these mentoring calls in your introductory email. So you will be sent a direct link to invite you. Now, the first time you go into this call, so in your first session, make sure that you tap into the call at least 10 minutes, that you're at least 10 minutes early for the session, so that in case there's any technical issues, you know how we all love those technical issues. If there's any technical issues, that it won't actually be an issue for you, that you're all prepared and you're ready to do your work and you're ready to get your mentoring. So it's all through online. But if you need to get an international number for these calls, then I will have to look into that separately. Next question, is the group mentoring call only about the course material, or can I discuss other things that are going on in my life at the time? So the group mentoring calls are about the material in a way that reflects to your life. So what's coming through your life you can report that back through the eyes of the group the material that we've just gone through in the last lesson. So what I mean by that is that when you start to do the work and you start to really pay attention to things, and you know, I might give you a lesson, focus on this, where in your life are you doing that, you know, where is this coming up? You'll start in that week when I'm asking those questions, you start to go, oh, that's where it's coming up, that's where it's coming up, oh, this is what's happening, this is the pattern, these are the people who are behaving in a specific way that makes me feel a specific way, right? So what happens is that actually magnifies naturally anyway. So, you know, can you discuss things that are going on in your life? Yes, because it's probably going to be brought up even more or magnified even more through the work that you've done, the homework that you've done from the lesson. However, we are not going to, the group calls are for everyone to report back on what they're working on right now. So they are not traditional one-to-one lessons. If you have very specific things going on in your life at the moment that you need specific help with, then I really recommend that you get in touch with us and ask for availability for one-to-one sessions. I can't promise you that it's there because I only work with very limited amount of people, and until next year I'm not going to have junior mentors on board. Okay, so if you're listening to this in 2017, I'll probably have junior mentors on board already or past 2017. So the things that are going on in your life will be magnified by the material that we'll work on. So yes, you will work on the things that are going on in your life, but we do not facilitate just coming in with the stuff that's going on in your life and not take into consideration the lesson that you've just been working on. Does that make sense? So it's a combination of those two, because they happen simultaneously. There's like a symbiotic relationship between your staff and what you're learning about. They always magnify one another. Your stuff magnifies your learnings and your learnings magnify your stuff. So it's going to come up, but we're not going to do, we're not going to sort your personal life out on the call and take an hour to do it and nobody else gets a go, if that makes sense. So I hope that answers your question. So yes, stuff will come up, you'll bring it up because it came up through the lessons, the learnings of the lesson that you just listened to. Okay. Last question. What if I have things I want to discuss but not in the group? Are there additional private sessions available? As I just said, there might be. Time is my most valuable commodity. I don't need your money. And so therefore, there may or may not be availability. I also don't really do once-off sessions with people. So you're going to have to contact us at coachingwithmary@gmail.com to ask for and to request for a specific session that we look into in terms of what you actually need. So those are the questions for INFx not unveiled, excuse me, INFx deep dive. What's it all about? So I hope that that's been helpful for you. And I hope that you'll consider, if you're ready, that you'll consider working and taking a deeper dive into the magnificence that you are, that beautiful person, that tender spot that is dying to come out from within you and that the world will really benefit from. But unless you're completely committed to it, don't waste your time and don't waste ours either. So I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day wherever you are. And it's Maria checking out. Take care.